this week, the Johnson County District Attorney's Office has confirmed that Chiefs receiver Justyn Ross is no longer facing criminal charges after an application for diversion in his case was granted. The 23-year-old was facing 2 charges, one for felony criminal damage and another for misdemeanor domestic battery. So a diversion, I looked up what a diversion means, but a diversion interrupts a case following a deal between the defendant and the prosecutor where the prosecutor either dismisses the charges entirely or does not bring any charges at all. So Ross is currently on the NFL commissioner exempt list, meaning he's not allowed to practice with the Chiefs or attend any games. It's still unclear if Ross will join the team or when he will be removed, so no one knows when that's going to happen. So his future with the team looks kind of murky. And obviously, since these new reports came out about Ross, there's been kind of a lot of talk online about, is he done in Kansas City? Will we ever see him again in a uniform? JD, obviously, we're not, neither one of us are lawyers here, and obviously we let everything play out, and that's why we didn't have it. We didn't talk about this topic on the show because we want to let everything kind of play out in the legal system, the justice system. And now, obviously, charges being dropped from him. So now we could kind of talk about where Ross will fit in on this team. But where do you think his future kind of stands in Kansas City? And I know Andy Reid hasn't said much on the whole situation. What do you think is going to happen with this kind of situation with Justyn Ross?
You know what, man? I'm going to try to be as delicate as possible with this situation, okay? For the reason that, 2 lives have been affected by this. Justyn Ross and his girlfriend, his lady friend. And so, it's unfortunate that this incident happened with him. This will be a learning experience for Justyn. And I hope he does the diversion program. I hope he gets his head on right. I hope he gets some help, talk to some people that will put in context everything that he's actually in and privileged as far as playing in the NFL. A lot of guys don't get that opportunity to play in the NFL. They just don't. And so you hate to see a guy who may squander an opportunity to play or do one of the things that he always wanted to do, maybe as a kid. It might be one of his dreams for a mistake. The mistake is a huge mistake. Okay. And it doesn't absolve him from the things that he's done. But hopefully they could get some intervention to kind of help him out. I don't know what the future holds as far as with Justyn Ross. I have no idea. My thing is, first thing first, you got to get all this thing situated. And the thing is, he's got to get himself situated to be on his P's and Q's to make sure that he doesn't make his mistake again. And just to understand exactly how much of a privilege it is to play in the NFL. And I think, these things have to be talked about. They have to be talked about with him, with every team out there. I don't think the NFL has, any type of, what do you say? Just, we all, in every single business, whatever it is, things like this happen, right? The NFL is no different from any other business, school, attorneys, lawyers, that these things happen in life. But like I said, I think first things first. He's got to, worry about the legal things of it. I don't care if it's a misdemeanor or not. He shouldn't do it. And that's not saying that the guy shouldn't get a second chance. He made a mistake. I don't think it needs to be defined by that mistake. And I think if he comes in apologetic, I think if he learns from it, like I said before, then you kind of move on from it. But as far as as far as with me, I just don't know. I don't know what the Chiefs are going to do with this. But I know it just doesn't bode well for him being caught up in a situation like that.
Yeah, no, it's well said, JD. Yeah, I mean, Andy Reid itself, he's been one of those guys who has been kind of not lenient with players, but like giving guys second chances. He's always been big on that. He was the one, obviously the Michael Vick situation. He was the first one to bring Vick in. When he was trying to make his comeback into the league and stuff, and the whole Kareem Hunt thing. They had Kareem Hunt's back up until they found out that the video did not match what he said, and then once they were lied to, they felt kind of blindsided by that, and they ended up releasing him. Tyreek Hill, they took his word at the whole thing that he had on Kansas City Star, kind of jumped the gun. A lot of local news stations jumped the gun on that whole situation the Chiefs had his back, and then what happened? I mean, he was proven, innocent on that whole thing that went on. But like, yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm curious as far as when someone gets placed on the exempt list, because once he gets taken off, can a team release a player when he's on the exempt list? They put him on the commissioner's exempt list. That was an NFL thing. So like, can you release a player when they're on the exempt list?
You know what, man? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that much into it. It's being on the exempt list. No idea. To be honest with you. All I know, and like I said, and I stay behind it 100%, is we just make sure we get him some type of help. Okay.
Yep.
So like I said, we don't want his life to be ruined by it, and also too for the young lady to make sure that she's okay and everything's fine with her. And so, like I said, you got to be very delicate with these type of situations. But like I said, it doesn't absolve him from anything. I think with somebody who makes a mistake like that, you do need to go ahead and reach out to him and say, hey, listen, you know what? We understand you made a mistake, right? But there are some things, like you said, some therapy or things that he needs to do to get him back together. To me, getting on the field is secondary. It is. So the main thing is just getting his life back together, right? Of just understanding, like, look, man, we got to make sure we put these things behind you. And so Andy Reid, let me put it this way. Andy and the Chiefs organization do a very good job of having people to talk to. Okay. We have, therapy and counselors just through the NFL in itself. All right. We have a very extensive network to help out. And so, it may go to Roger Goodell, but from just the player's perspective, from the NFLPA, our union, we have guys that reach out. We have a lot of veterans that may have went through similar situations, okay, made similar mistakes, and of course, in some anger, he did something that's wrong, and he needs to atone for that, no doubt about it. So, like I said, if he's apologetic, he gets through the therapy, and he understands, and we see, like, okay, we understand he made a mistake, whatever it was, then that's a whole secondary thing, a conversation to do as far as getting into the NFL and playing.
Yeah. Agree 100%. I wish him the best.
But wish him the best, man. Praying for him, praying that everything goes well with him, right? Because that's what it is. That to me, that's important. I don't think anybody's life needs to be ruined, for a mistake that they made, especially something like that. I don't know as far as if it was a physical thing, how bad it was, right? And if you just look at it, but nobody needs to put their hands on nobody for no reason, So that's bad with it.
Yep. So I guess we'll see how everything plays out with that, because this is something that I think we've had a comment before. Someone asked on one of the videos we had why we haven't talked about it. We want to let the legal system and the kind of the criminal justice system kind of play out, and then we were going to talk about it. And here we are now. This is the chief concerns talking about the Justyn Ross situation.
Look, and I think everybody, all of us, everybody wants to be treated with some level of grace. Okay. And I think it's important that we all be given a level of grace here. Right. And so, that's the thing that we got to be able to give to him. Right. Like you said, the legal system, let it play out the way it's supposed to play out. Okay. We're not lawyers, not one of those things. When we make decisions, we talk about some, guys on the team and whatnot. Our lives are more important than just the game. It's bigger than that. So we want him to get right on track with his life more so than anything else. Right.
Yep. And after all, like, this is something that I read, like, it's right now, like, with this whole diversion program he's on, it's a second chance for him to come back, especially someone who had such a great, like, comeback story with his whole spinal fusion that he had going on. So, like, it's so yeah, hopefully everything kind of pans out for him and his significant other with their whole situation. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.